Do you think your dog is happy just because it's well-behaved and licks your feet? I used to think the same way until I learned a truth that shocked me. There are small things dogs do that, if you ignore them, you might unknowingly be letting your dog cry for help in desperation. Today, I'll help you decode 15 familiar behaviors that most dog owners misunderstand, including number 10, the foot-licking behavior, which might be a cry for help you never suspected. Please watch until the end, because just by understanding correctly, you can turn worry into peace of mind, turn confusion into proper love. And if you find what I'm about to share truly necessary for anyone raising dogs, don't hesitate to leave a subscription, because every week I bring you secrets that these little dogs can never speak out loud. So then, if you're ready to look at your dog with truly fresh eyes, let's start with the first sign. Something many people think is just dogs barking nonsense. But the truth is, it could be a silent call, reminding you that you are everything to them. Have you ever wondered why your dog barks at midnight, as if it sees something you can't see? People often say dogs bark at ghosts or bark at the wind. But the truth is much more precious than that. When night falls and everything is quiet, your dog suddenly barks not because it's bored or confused. It barks to check if you're still there. In their instincts, silence means danger, means loss. That bark is a message. I'm still here. Are you okay? And if you just shout, "Be quiet," then sometimes you've cut off the silent thread of connection it weaves every night. Try leaving an old shirt by its bed, so your scent can soothe the worry inside it. And if midnight barking annoys you, remember, sometimes it's the sound of its heart beating for you. But is nighttime barking the only way it cares about you? There's a moment that can break many people's hearts. When your dog's eyes suddenly avoid you. You call, it looks away, head down. People often joke, "Is it bored with me?" But behind those avoiding eyes, there might be a whole fear of being scolded. Dogs remember your emotions better than you think. Just one time you got angry, it might remember forever. And when it avoids your gaze, it's silently saying, "Please don't be angry with me anymore. I'm trying to be good." I once saw a rescue dog take months just to dare look straight into its new owner's eyes. The moment it finally looked back, the owner cried. Because when a dog looks into your eyes, it means it trusts you again. Try crouching down, gently touching it, whispering to it. You'll see trust return, slowly but surely. And if eyes are the mirror of trust and love, then silence might hide much greater pain. There are dogs that don't bark, don't avoid eyes, but quietly endure. No whimpering, no crying, no complaining. Just one day you notice it doesn't run to greet you anymore. No tail wagging, no carrying toys, just lying still like a silent shadow. People often think, "Must be getting old." But sometimes, it's a sigh no one can hear. Dogs in pain don't cry, because they're afraid of bothering you, afraid of worrying you. I once saw an old golden, just needed pain medication. Its drooping tail suddenly wagged again like a little flag of joy. So never ignore when it stops being cheerful. Sometimes the silent one needs you most. And if it's quiet, but its paw gently taps your hand, what then? There are nights when you're sitting working, and suddenly you feel its warm paw on your thigh or gently touching your hand. People think simply, "It just wants petting." But it's not always like that. A gentle touch might be, "I need you to listen to me." Putting its paw on you is its way of asking, "What's keeping you so busy?" Or sometimes, it just needs to be sure you're still there. I once saw a dog put its paw on its owner's hand just to sit quietly and watch, like a gentle friend. Try responding with your eyes, a light head pat. You'll see it breathe out in relief. And if it doesn't put its paw on you, what will it use to hug you? How many times have you come home to find your favorite shirt missing, only to find it curled up, sleeping peacefully on your pile of messy clothes? People often scold, "So naughty, why did you drag my shirt out?" But do you know your scent is the safest blanket it has when you're away from home? Dogs don't know how to say, I miss you. They only know to carry shirts, scarves, socks, anything that still carries your scent. So when you're not there, it still feels like you're hugging it in its sleep. Instead of getting angry, leave an old shirt, a familiar blanket. Sometimes, just like that, you've given it an invisible embrace it's always seeking. And that's just a few small secrets. There are still many things your dog is whispering that you've never known. Sometimes you just stand up to get a glass of water, turn around and find it sitting majestically right where you were just sitting. People often joke, lazy seat stealer, but actually, where you sit is the warmest, safest, most scented place. When it squeezes into that empty spot, it's not just seeking warmth, it's trying to shorten the distance to you. I once met a big dog that would climb onto the chair and stay there all day whenever its owner was away for many hours. It wasn't lazy, it was just afraid of loneliness. So if you find your spot taken, don't rush to push it down. Try sitting with it for a few minutes, gently scratching its ears. Let it know you're still here. And sometimes, that silent presence heals gaps longer than you think. But when it sits watching you eat, have you ever wondered what it's thinking? You sit eating, it doesn't bark, doesn't beg, just stares intently like a living statue. Many people get annoyed. Sorry, I'm not sharing. But those eyes aren't necessarily begging for food. In a pack, the pack leader eats first, the whole pack waits after. When it sits quietly watching you eat, that's confirmation that you're the leader, the one it trusts to lead the way. But if you regularly slip it bits and pieces right from the dinner table, you're accidentally disrupting that order. A dog, confused about its position in the pack, easily becomes anxious, sometimes even irritable, fighting over food. Instead, let it wait, then reward it after your meal with a special treat of its own. You still maintain your leadership role. It still gets rewarded for being patient. And what makes it lose control more than food? The doorbell. The doorbell rings, and the little angel suddenly becomes a whirlwind of fur. It jumps, it barks, it runs in circles like it's lost its mind. You scold, you're embarrassed in front of guests, but you don't know that behind that chaos isn't ferocity but fear. The door opening means strangers, means unpredictable danger. Some bark to chase away, some bark because they're panicking. I once saw a little chihuahua named Bella. Every time the bell rang, she'd shake like a falling leaf, barking until hoarse. But just by changing the approach, every doorbell became a signal for treats. 3 weeks later, Bella was so calm that even when the door opened, she'd just lie there watching guests. The fear disappeared when she understood the doorbell was no longer a threat. And if there's anything that scares it more than strangers, it's the fear of you disappearing from sight. There are dogs that follow you everywhere: kitchen, living room, bathroom, even sitting waiting right outside the shower door. People often laugh. It's clingy like glue. But don't just see it as cute. That could be an early sign of separation anxiety. When it follows you closely, it means it's afraid of losing you, afraid of being alone. A dog with separation anxiety, if not noticed early, can become destructive, bark constantly when you go out, even hurt itself. I once met a little collie that tore a whole sofa to shreds because every time its owner went to work, it would panic looking for an escape. The solution isn't just locking it up, but teaching it to trust that you'll always come back. Start with short trips outside. Come back immediately. Give light rewards. Gradually, that distance becomes trust. But perhaps the most familiar behavior, the one that makes many people laugh because it seems gross, might be the thing that says the most about its heart: licking your feet. You're sitting, relaxing your feet after a long day. Suddenly, it approaches, wet tongue touching your skin, diligently as if cleaning away all worries. People usually yell, "Oh my God, how dirty!" But for dogs, licking feet isn't just playing or flattering. Your feet carry the strongest scent, stronger than your hands, your clothes. When it licks, it's saying, "I love you. you belong to me. However, if that licking becomes persistent, frantic, mixed with anxious eyes, then it's no longer love. That's stress. An anxious dog will lick until your skin is red and raw, until its own tongue is scraped, just to soothe the fear it can't express. I met Max, a golden who used to lick his owner's feet all night, until exhausted and no one knew. 3 small changes: regular play schedule, private resting corner, a chew toy, saved Max from prolonged stress. If you see its eyes tense every time it licks your feet, stop and listen to what its heart is whispering. You see it roll over, belly up, paws in the air, tail wagging. Everyone thinks, oh, it wants a belly rub. But that bare belly isn't always an invitation for petting. A confident, comfortable dog will roll over, wiggle around, tail wagging wildly, eyes sparkling like a child wanting hugs. But if it rolls over with a stiff body, ears back, eyes looking away, that's not trust. That's surrender. I'm afraid of you. I don't want to be punished. Many people mistake that signal and pet it, accidentally making it more scared. Instead of diving in to scratch, look at the tail, look at the eyes. If it's worried, just a gentle shoulder pat, a reassuring word, and it will understand you're safe. A belly says more than you think. And do you know, when it sleeps, it reveals even the most secret things. Have you ever stopped to watch it sleep? Seen it twitch its legs, whimper softly, ears flicking as if dreaming of running through fields? People often laugh. It's dreaming of chasing cats. But few know those dreams are how it practices, releases tension, even heals the fears of the day. The more dogs dream, the more it proves their brain is working healthily, memory sharp. Some dream so much that they learn new games during the day, dream about them at night, and do them perfectly the next morning. I once witnessed Luna, a little collie, who would dream bark softly every night, then the next day zip through obstacles that she'd struggled with before. When you see it dreaming, don't wake it up. Let it wander in that little world. Because maybe it's dreaming about you, about the afternoon you threw the ball, about your hands comforting it after a scare. But if when awake, it starts licking its paws, chewing its feet, examining its body, don't ignore it. There are wounds you can't see, but it feels every blood vessel, every scratch. Dogs lick wounds not just because they itch. That's how they self-examine, self-disinfect. But if you see it constantly licking one spot, biting and chewing paws or scratching a certain area, don't think it's just cleaning itself. That could be arthritis, bone pain, hidden wounds under thick fur. I once met Sam, an old husky, who kept chewing his paw until it was swollen and red. Only after examination did we learn his joints were wearing down, and he couldn't express it. So don't just dry the fur. Run your hands carefully. Observe the spots it licks most. Sometimes just a red spot, a swollen area. You can prevent prolonged pain it silently endures. But physical pain is easier to see than the pain it cleverly hides in its heart. There are dogs so strong that people think they're healthy, they're happy, but actually they're struggling to hide fatigue, pain. They don't bark, don't whimper, don't demand. They just run less, play less, look at you less, with those bright, sparkling eyes like before. Don't rush to blame, it's getting old. The tail not wagging, toys gathering dust, food bowl left half full. Those tiny things are signals. I once saw an elderly owner sit crying because for a whole month they thought the dog was just lazy eating. Who knew its teeth hurt so much it couldn't chew? One pill, light dental care. The tail wagged again, eyes sparkled again. Look at the smallest things, because those very things will tell you if it's hiding pain. And there's one thing it never hides from you: the moment it knows you're about to come home. Have you ever wondered why it sits waiting just as you put the key in the door? People say dogs hear car sounds, but the truth is more miraculous. Your scent fades gradually each hour you're away from home. And it, with its miraculous nose, knows exactly when your scent fades to the point it understands. Almost time to see the person I love most again. I once witnessed Rocky, a big golden guy. Even though his owner left early and came home late with no schedule, Rocky would sit guarding the gate like a patient sentinel exactly 10 minutes before the door opened. It doesn't wear a watch, doesn't check schedules, it just trusts the remaining breath of you around the house. And the moment the door opens, you step in, all its fears, all its waiting disappears, leaving only simple faith. You've come home. You see, every foot lick, every avoiding glance, every midnight bark is its way of whispering to you, I'm here because of you. Do you hear me? Dogs don't need you to be perfect, don't need you to be rich, don't need you to be too talented. They just need you to listen and be beside them, like how they silently keep you safe, keep this house full of warmth. If these little things today make you look at your dog a little differently, please leave me a little story of your own in the comments. I want to hear you tell about the moment it surprised you most, about the time it was beside you when no one else was. And if you want to know more secrets that only these furry hearts know how to tell every week, please hit subscribe so every time you open your phone, I and your dog are waiting here, ready to share one more warm thing. See you in the next video. But for now, give it a hug, like how it silently hugs you every night.